Alpha-gal syndrome. It's when a tick bite leads to a surprise food allergy from hell. Now you might think that it means no more red meat, but it can be way bigger than just that. Well, not to worry, I'm here to get you super informed and to make this adjustment as easy as it can possibly be for you. Welcome to your guide to surviving the 4 most important issues that you now face. We'll be going over what you can't eat for fear of medical problems, safe alternatives that you can eat that'll make you feel like you barely have alpha-gal at all, that's my favorite part, surprising truths that you'll learn along the way, and what your dietary future actually looks like with alpha-gal syndrome. Now, I know that this forced dietary overhaul might feel a little bit scary or frustrating, so I want to let you know right off the bat that I am conscious of that, and you're currently in a judgment-free zone. Yes, I am vegan, but I won't be doing any preaching or talking at you during this video. I am simply here to help you navigate this wild change with ease. Because I've done all this stuff myself. I successfully made all of these changes to my diet years ago. So I really do have tons of great information that will help you get through this. Last thing, I'm not a doctor, so this video isn't medical advice, but it is a highly informative starting point for a conversation with your personal physician. Now, with that said, get ready to learn basically everything you need to know about adjusting to life with alpha-gal syndrome. All right, let's rock. Part 1. What you can't eat. Experiences vary from person to person, but broadly speaking, you'll have to rule out eating all animals that are mammals and anything that comes out of them. Mammal is defined as any class of vertebrate whose females produce milk for offspring, have hair or fur, are warm-blooded, and give birth to live babies, except for egg-laying types like the platypus. Here's a list of common mammals that are likely off the menu for you going forward. Cattle, including cows, bulls, and veal, pigs, deer, sheep and lamb, goat, rabbit, hare, elk, antelope, oxen, buffalo, bison, moose, caribou, horse, bear, and wild boar. And to save time, just pause the video to read some less common ones. Here's a list of specific mammal body parts to avoid. Muscles, liver, kidney, heart, intestines, hoof, tail, testicles, sweetbreads, tripe, blood, skin, brains, and anything that comes from or out of the animal. Here's a list of non-meat, mammal-derived products that you may have to rule out. Milk, cheese, butter, buttermilk, cream, cream cheese, sour cream, certain sauces or dressings, whey, lard, tallow, suet, fat, certain soup broths, bouillons, stocks, or gravies, gummies, gelatin, jello, marshmallows, some candy, and even some vitamins like certain D3 options, carrageenan, algae, collagen, glycerin, castoreum, magnesium stearate, and anything with bovine extract in it. Oh, I almost forgot about ghee, which is clarified butter. And believe it or not, some people actually eat mammal bile, like papayit seasoning, so that's on the list too. Not shaming anyone for that, just doesn't sound delicious to me, personally. But to each their own. One important note about chicken or turkey sausage, you may think you're getting around the whole red meat situation by ordering chicken or turkey sausage, but these can actually still come in a casing that's made from mammal, so best to avoid those or just ask the person who made the sausage. One important note about seemingly safe items like a cooked vegetable at a restaurant, something like that, right? You might think that these things are totally alpha-gal safe, but they might not be because lots of these items are cooked with mammal products like lard, milk, and butter. So if you want to go out to eat at a restaurant, you want to ask about basically everything, unfortunately. Chicken nuggets, fried chicken, and all fried items for that matter, jalapeno poppers and mozzarella sticks, as well as things like mashed potatoes, baked beans, vegetables, bread items like burger buns, bakery goods like muffins, cakes, pies, etc., and McDonald's fries. I'm sorry to break that news to you, but yeah, they are cooked in beef tallow, which is cattle fat. Sorry. See, I really do have your back. I'm giving you all of the information that I could possibly dig up on this subject. And just wait, it gets crazier. Starting with this list right here, here's a list of random non-mammal foods that can actually still cause alpha-gal reactions. Flounder eggs, turtle, and koji. Here's a list of non-food products that can cause a reaction depending on your sensitivity level, because some companies do use mammal-derived ingredients in the following products. Cosmetics, hygiene items, skin cream, lotion, shampoo, conditioner, contact lenses even, toothpaste, chapstick, laundry detergent, fabric softener, pharmaceuticals, medications, gel caps, certain vaccines, heart valves, monoclonal antibodies, lanolin, heparin, antivenom, catgut stitches, tattoo ink, and leather. Gotta be careful out there. There's a lot of mammal products and things you might never suspect. Cross-contamination and airborne triggers. Some people with alpha-gal syndrome report that both kitchen and factory cross-contamination with mammal products can trigger symptoms. So check that product label or have a conversation with the person serving you if this is important to you or if your sensitivity level is just that high. And get ready for this, even airborne smells from cooking mammal products can cause reactions in sensitive people. It sounds like even you breatharians might not be safe out there. Lastly, in this section, let's talk about natural flavors. Then it's on to part 2, the best part. Sometimes product ingredient lists will say things like natural flavors. Natural flavors are not always safe, and they can be derived from mammals. Your safest bet is if the product label explicitly states that the item is vegan, then you're most likely in the clear. Now, I'm not saying that every time you see natural flavors on a label that it came from a mammal. That might not be true. It could be totally safe. It's just something to be aware of. Part 2, safe alternatives that you can eat. Now we're getting on to the good stuff. Many of these items replace mammal products quite well, and they can make it feel like you barely have alpha-gal at all. You can find these items at one grocery store or another, or online. All right, so I'll mention my favorites for each category, and then you can just pause to read the rest because there are so many options these days. I couldn't possibly read them all to you. We'd be here for 2 hours doing that. So let's save some time. All right, let's start with the burger and beef alternatives. Burgers and beef. Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers have the market totally cornered as far as I'm concerned. And Impossible has some nice meatballs too. And like I said, just go ahead and pause to read more options. Steak. Beyond Steak, Impossible Steak Bites, Gardein Beef Tips, Gardein Ultimate Plant-Based Steak Tips, and Meaty Classic Steak. Pause for more options. Gardein... It's so hard to say beef tips. They got that little apostrophe there, and I just think that's funny. The reason that apostrophe is there is some companies have sued plant-based companies to basically say that the product that you're serving is not actually beef, so you have to call it something else. So plant-based companies are genius, and they came up with beef. Sausage. Beyond Sausage Hot Italian, Impossible Sausage, Gardein, and Morningstar Farms, which has some great standalone sausage products, some of which are vegan and some of which are not, so remember to check those labels. But they also have sausage and pancake on a stick and corn dogs, which I very much enjoy. But do be careful there because both of those contain carrageenan, which, as you now know, can cause an alpha-gal reaction in some people. Bacon. Light Life Smart Bacon is a favorite of mine, but do beware here. This may actually trigger an alpha-gal response in some people due to the presence of carrageenan, despite being completely vegan, and it should have been safe, but that carrageenan turns it into something that you have to be aware of. Just go ahead and pause to read some other options that don't have this issue. Cheese. The best on the market by far is Chow. They have the best melt, the best flavor, and no vegan cheese funk. Now, other great moves are Violife, Miyoko's, and Trader Joe's, but if you go to Trader Joe's to get your vegan cheese, some are vegan and some are not. So just make sure you check that label to avoid casein. That's a mammal product and is to be avoided. Go ahead and pause to read the rest. Butter. Melt is the best in my opinion. It does get soft at room temperature, but it is absolutely fantastic as far as flavor goes. But Violife and Earth Balance make great options too. Just pause to read the rest. Milk. Oatly is king for me, but you also have great options from Planet Oat, Ripple, and more. Pause to read the rest. These companies also make fun coffee creamer options, half and half, and chocolate milk, so give those a try if you like to party. Really, there are too many options to name these days because so many companies make a great milk alternative. You can get milk from oats, almonds, cashews, hazelnuts, pistachios, coconut, rice, peas, and soy. So I know for sure that there's an option that's going to work for you somewhere out there. Geez, we're milking everything these days, aren't we? Yogurt. Oui by Yoplait is fire. Plain and simple, one of the best options on the market. But I've also been really loving the strawberry banana coconut milk yogurt from So Delicious recently. Absolutely delicious product as well. Coco June is also a fantastic option, and just go ahead and pause to read the rest. Cold Cuts. Now, I've really only had Tofurkey from this list, but they do have a nice little product. It's not perfect, but it is good enough. You can make a nice little sandwich with it. Pause to read the rest. Jerky. There are plenty of options out there, but my favorite is the Louisville Jerky Company. The best permanent flavors are Buffalo Hot Wing and Smoky Carolina Barbecue. I'm like salivating right now. And the best limited flavors are Sesame Chicken and Neil Hamburger Limited Edition, which is kind of like a Big Mac. It's like a salty Big Mac flavor. Very, very good. And those do pop up on their website from time to time. Ice cream. Ben & Jerry's has plenty of options in the non-dairy line, which are staples in my house. Specifically the strawberry cheesecake and the chocolate caramel brownie option, which I think is new. Breyers actually just came out with a non-dairy vanilla that hits perfectly for things like Coke floats and root beer floats. Absolutely delicious. You have to try it. Talenti has many fruity options. So Delicious has ice cream sandwich options that are such a nice change of pace from everything else on the market. Pause to read the rest. Chocolate. Chocolate! Start rubbing it on my skin, you lazy Mary. Go Max Go has vegan versions of all of the classics that you normally would get at the grocery store checkout line, including an Almond Joy, which is called the Mahalo, and I forget what they call the Snickers option, but it is very, very good. Oh, it's called Jokers. Now, with Hershey's, you can get anything in the plant-based line. They have a Reese's Penis... Now, you can get great vegan chocolate from the Hershey's company. You can get anything in the plant-based line, including their Reese's Pieces Butter Cup. But I do want to mention that I have heard that they treat their suppliers and employees quite poorly. I hear that they have slavery issues and human rights violations and things like that you do kind of want to consider before making a purchase from their companies. Now, with that said, I do want to give a special shout out to a company that both treats and pays their employees properly, and that's Lagusta's Luscious from upstate New York. They're expensive, but they are absolutely delicious. Try their chocolate turtles and you'll see what I'm talking about, and go ahead and pause to read more options. Great non-fake meat protein options. So I know you're probably familiar with the where do you get your protein from question that pops up often in the vegan world. And while I definitely don't expect that you're going vegan during this time, you are making a major adjustment away from red meat. Now this does technically mean that you can stay eating things like chicken and turkey. So you can use those as your main source of protein for the moment, but I do want to also mention that you can get plenty of protein from the plant-based world as well by eating things like tofu, tempeh, seitan, soy curls, lentils, and beans. Complete vegan protein sources. Complete means that a single dish has all 9 essential proteins in it. That's what you need in your diet. Dishes include quinoa, tofu, tempeh, edamame, amaranth, buckwheat, Ezekiel bread, spirulina, hemp seeds, chia seeds, nutritional yeast, which is a favorite of mine. Kind of has a cheesy flavor to it, great on things like popcorn and pizza, rice and beans, pita and hummus, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and mycoprotein, which goes under the name corn in the frozen food aisle. That's with the QU at the front instead of a C. But do be careful with that last one, because it's made from a naturally occurring fungus called Fusarium venenatum, but it is sometimes mixed with things like egg or milk protein, so that means that it could trigger alpha-gal in certain situations, depending on how sensitive you are. Talk that one over with your doctor, and check that label. Food disclaimer. Many of these companies are fully vegan, but a few of them may make their food in factories that share equipment with companies that produce mammal products on the same equipment, so you do have that cross-contamination factor that may come into play there. Just remember to check those product labels for clarity on this. Usually they'll say something on the label that says made in a factory that shares equipment, or may contain some sort of cross-contamination, something like that. This may be a factor that you want to consider depending on your sensitivity or preferences, or whatever your doctor says. Just before we get to part 3, hitting the like button helps other people find a friendly atmosphere to learn more about living with alpha-gal syndrome. So if you don't mind, that would be awesome. Also, maybe subscribe if you're down to gain a new vegan friend. Part 3, surprising truths that you'll discover along the way. Number 1, vegan alternatives are actually pretty tasty. A Beyond Burger with chow cheese and Hellmann's plant-based mayo, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and onions, and sauce. Absolutely delicious. Number 2, the vegan world has safe alternatives for the vast majority of things that you might want to replace in your diet, including things like vegan squid. I don't know why anyone would want that, but it does exist if you're looking for it. Number 3, animal products are unnecessarily in so many things. Why? Most commonly, it's things like milk and eggs. Now, flavor-wise, they're barely noticeable. Like you eat something and you can't tell that there's milk or eggs in it, but they're in there, so it makes that product inaccessible to more people like you and I. Why wouldn't they just take out the animal product and use something vegan so both you and I can continue to spend our money, along with all the meat eaters that will never notice that that item was supplemented with something vegan? Taste-wise, they're basically almost the same. I don't know, maybe they're in there because it helps with the food chemistry or something like that. So why wouldn't they just remove those products if it doesn't affect the chemistry so they can get more money? Isn't that the whole point of business? All right, I'm getting off topic. You'll see how frustrating this can be. On to the next. Number 4, some real-world vegans aren't judgmental at all, and they will be happy to help you on your new dietary journey without heaping any guilt at you at all. And I'm one of those people. Part 4, what your dietary future looks like with alpha-gal syndrome. Number 1, as of the posting date of this video, there is no cure for alpha-gal syndrome. Number 2, the best thing to do is to avoid tick bites in the first place. Easier said than done, but if you don't have it, then do everything you possibly can to avoid it. Number 3, alpha-gal could get worse if you get bitten by more infected ticks. Number 4, type and severity of reaction can vary from person to person. Number 5, get used to checking labels and asking restaurant servers for clarification. Number 6, join an alpha-gal group on social media. Get connected to see what other people are going through, what works for them, and to ask questions of that community because they can be very helpful, like the alpha-gal kitchen on Facebook. Number 7, join a website like join.foodisgood.com, which quickly and easily helps you find out if something is safe for your particular food allergy or diet. And this is not limited to alpha-gal. This is a great tool for all allergies and all diets. Number 8, this one's very interesting. I have heard that symptoms can wane over extended periods of time and potentially go away altogether. Now, don't take my word for that. Go talk to your doctor, but you may actually be able to reintroduce mammal products at some point in the future. Number 9, if your alpha-gal sticks around for the long haul, then learning more about veganism will benefit your health, your conversations, and your peace of mind, which of course is the most important thing. You are always welcome to do that learning here on this channel if you want, even if you stay eating other animal products. No judgment from me whatsoever. I'm thrilled to have you here either way, and I'm happy to help however I possibly can. Number 10, and most importantly, always consult your doctor to learn more and to come up with a plan that is safest for you. All right, so after all of that, here are 2 easy action items for you. Number 1, always check your body for ticks after being outside. Going for a hike, mowing the lawn, chilling out in the driveway. I have seen them walking up things like doors to the entries of people's houses before, so do watch, especially if you live in New England or an area that's known to have this sort of problem. And number 2, send this video to anyone you know that has alpha-gal syndrome. I'm sure there's something in this video that they could stand to benefit from. Some of the sources that I use for the video are in the description down below, so go ahead and check those out if you want to. Question for you: where did you get your alpha-gal syndrome? What's the hardest part? Or if you have any questions about veganism, just go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. I'm the guy to ask, and maybe I'll use it as a future video idea. Thanks so much for being here. You are amazing. Watch this awesome video next. Check out the merch link down below, and I will see you next time. And the watch for this video has been the Henry Archer Tide Band, which has a meteorite dial and a rose gold case. And it's got the best rotating bezel that I have. Let's do a little watch ASMR.